Welcome everyone to Chosen, a Journey with God. This is episode 2 and I'm super excited. This is a topic that is really close to my heart. Today we're talking about career choices and identity. You know, career choices often feels like something that defines who we really are. Growing up, people will often ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so often our values get so tied to the answer that we give or the title that we carry. But the truth is, your career is not your identity. Some might just think that they're just a doctor, I'm just a teacher, but that is not your core identity. Let me just share with you a bit of a story about my career choices. So, in my university years, my first degree, I studied applied chemistry, or some might call it industrial chemistry. Going through high school, I was an A student, and everyone had so much high expectation of me. It's only right now that I'm looking back at it that I'm realizing I had so much pressure that I had to carry through that. Society, my friends, my parents around me, they always seemed to just push me towards one thing at that time when I was in my high school to become a doctor, of which, to be really honest, it's not something that I had the gut for at that time. I couldn't stand the sight of blood, seeing people were injured, people were suffering and sick. Oof, that really just wasn't me. And that weight of those expectations at some point started crashing on me, and it led me into a mini rebellion season. I just started slacking off. I would not submit some of the assignments. The reason being, just wanted to let my grades fall short so that I wouldn't qualify academically to be a doctor. So fast forward, I ended up graduating in 2015 with a degree in applied chemistry, and I went into teaching. That was also not part of the journey that I had in mind, but well, I took it up. During that time, something inside me just stirred up like, why not pursue that desire to do graphic design that you've always had? So I did freelance jobs, I did freelance project that I was doing, and I thought of one brilliant thing to do. Why not start my own design and print studio? Then, when I shared that idea with people close to me, the response that I got was quite shocking. You know, I came in with so much expectation that people are going to cheer on, like, yeah, let's do this, let's start it off. But those words, they still cut deep. And that response that I got was, why do you want to waste the degree that you have? Why do you want to waste your time in an industry which is overcrowded and it doesn't pay that much? That really hurt and that really burst my bubble of hope that time. But I didn't give up. I decided like this is going to be what I would choose to do. This is what will make me happy. If I fail, we'll see how it goes. So once again, I found my career at that moment being measured by people's expectations. But I decided to pursue what I found in my heart as my calling. Fast forward, today I am a graphic designer, branding specialist, and honestly, I am quite happy. I am very happy with what I do. So I have gotten to really discovered that my values, which are planning, coordinating, discipline, structure, they have all shaped how my company has been now. They have shaped how I operate in any sphere. But more than that, I have learned recently that my identity is not determined by my career. I can take up different roles. One moment I can be the CEO, the next minute I am the cleaner, but that does not change who I am. Because my values, my identities are rooted in what Christ says about me and in what He has placed within me, I know I am the chosen king. Now, let's look at this from another angle. Psychologically, when we choose careers based on external pressure, our brain actually gets wired now to seek that dopamine reward that comes from people clapping and giving us praise. That over time will put you in a spiral of stress, burnout, and even possible resentment. That chasing will always wear you out. But when you align your career with your authentic identity, your brain works differently. You know, the prefrontal cortex, the one that is responsible for decision making, it starts to engage in a healthier way. You now become more motivated. Your creative side even gets um, boosted up. There's that deep sense of satisfaction. In other words, your brain literally just comes alive in a natural way when you align yourself to what is within you and who God made you to be. Let's look at the scriptures. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." The one beautiful part that I like is that it says, whatever you do. So it doesn't matter what career you're in, what job you are doing, as long as you are in something that aligns with your values and your principles. So your identity is bigger than just your job title. So how do you then get to a point of really making the right career choices and being in a space where you can align them with your identity? Firstly, you need to reflect. I always encourage having some time sitting on your own and asking yourself those deep questions. Find a paper and a pen, even write it down. Ask yourself, does my career align with my values and passions? Are there expectations from external factors or from external voices that I am chasing right now? Secondly, you have to pray about it. God has placed a particular gift or gifts within you. He has already made a plan for your life. So, for you to align yourself with His word, that is the ultimate goal in your life. Pray and invite Him to show you what you need to do. The third thing, we go and try out ideas. Sometimes you might be in a career that you already feel like, if I leave this job, how am I going to feed my children? I'm not advocating for somebody to quit their job today. In as much as I have done that 2 times, I will not advocate for that. But what you can simply do is try out something, try a side hustle, side project, do something in the evening and see how that aligns with you. Get a mentor who can help you. Find a group of people who you trust, who you can share that idea with, who you will work with while you still have a full time job. If you choose to take the radical step, I'm pretty sure some people would want to burn those boats. Cross that boat, cross that bridge, and burn those boats. Lastly, what you need to do is release. If you have figured out what your new career choice is, or if you figured out that you are not in alignment with your identity in your current career, release, make that change. But the key thing that you need to know is that do what aligns with your identity. Christ has given you an identity that is unshakable. Live within your principles, your values. So, let me encourage you today. Your job should not be your identity. It is simply a role you play in this season of your journey to impact the world. That really is different. Can I repeat that again? Your job is not your identity. It is simply a role you play in this season of your journey to impact the world. Different roles that you play do not change who you are. God has chosen you, He has called you royal, He has made you unique. When your identity is anchored in Him, you are free to step into any assignment with confidence, knowing very well in your heart that your worth doesn't come from what you do, but from who you are in Christ. Thank you so much for being here with us and listening to this episode of Chosen, part of our series in the Identity series. If this really spoke to you, like, share it with somebody. You never know who might get impacted by this message. And remember, your identity is rooted in Christ. Thank you so much. God bless. Adios.